Welcome back. This morning we're joined by the gorgeous and wonderfully talented biokineticist Zoe Woodman to explore how movement-based therapy enhances athletic performance. Not only that, it also aids child development and supports neurological conditions. Now, from injury prevention to rehabilitation, we are going to unpack the science behind biokinetics and its impact on health as well as well-being. Zoe, welcome. Thank you for being here. Let's start first things first and get this out the way, because people could be scratching their heads going, Carissa, what is biokinetics? Let's get into what it takes to do what you're doing. And also, how does it differ from like physiotherapy or even PT?
Thank you for the question, because as soon as I say biokinetics, people are like, okay, and they don't actually know what it means.
Right.
So basically, we're a division of the Healthcare Professional Council of South Africa, HPCSA. And basically, our modality is exercise as a form of rehabilitation or performance enhancement. So your physios do rather soft tissue manipulation, manual therapy, things like that, and they're in your acute phase. Then they will come to a bio. We shorten the name. Okay. Then we go to a PT, where they are just generally performance enhancing for the general population, just getting wellness, strengthening, and things like that.
I love that. Yeah. And when it does come to injuries, I mean, how does the work you do help athletes improve performance, but also prevent those injuries?
So with athletes specifically, I think our main target is movement efficiency.
I like that.
So you can do the exercise, but how well are you doing it to get benefits out of it, right? So with athletes, it's more sport-specific exercises designed for them. Obviously, like all programs should be designed for you. But then it's also specifically, if it's an overuse injury, like a tennis, like you constantly hitting with a right hand, you don't want to get an injury in that side. So you help strengthen to assist longevity of the sport rather than just going for power.
Okay, I like that. And then you would look at the specific sports and the requirements of it.
Exactly.
In order to benefit and help the athlete.
Yes.
And you work with everybody when it comes to athletes. A couple of sports that you touch on: tennis, rugby,
hockey. A lot of hockey.
I love that.
But yes, we get a lot into the practice, so you should be able to adapt to all sports, essentially.
I love that. Okay, so when it comes to children, we've covered the athletes. How does it sort of support their movement and also development?
So with children, I find better, we need to focus on movement education.
Yeah.
With children, I think to do a squat, they can do a squat, but it looks all over the place. But if they don't know how the body feels doing it and what they're actually working and the goal of it, it's like over your head. Okay, so for children, I think it's very important to make them understand what they are doing.
Yeah.
And whether you get an 8-year-old versus 16-year-old is completely different. You need to be able to adapt. So it's getting gross motor function, like throwing a ball, catching a ball, skipping. You've seen those videos that the men can't skip, like they struggle with that.
Strange.
Exactly that. Running, the legs are not going out to the side, the knees are going in. So it's just getting all of that balancing for kids. And we take it for granted, because when we were kids, we all played outside. The younger generation now, they're not as active playing outside.
It's crazy.
So we need to make sure that they still getting all of that strengthening and coordination and things like that.
Right, and I love that we can actually address it from childhood. Is it ever too late, though, if you're an adult that still can't skip now?
I don't think it's too late. What's to say you can teach an old dog new tricks?
Why not?
But it's not as easy, but it doesn't mean you can't do it.
Okay, well, let's see what I can do, because now that I have you here as a bio, I do want a hands-on biokinetics session, and I want you to guide me through, you know, just some movements, and that's designed to enhance my strength in the little time that we have, mobility and even recovery. So could you show me something?
Exactly. Okay. So what I like to do, let's get a pillow for your knee first.
Yes, please. She knows. She's dealing with a 30-plus-year-old.
So I like mobility through movement. Okay, we're not cracking backs. We're literally using our body to loosen up the hips. So whether you're young, old, no matter what, we've been sitting hold it. If you're a child, you're at school, work, we're sitting tight hips. So we're going to do some mobility using our hips, loosening up our hips. So let's put the pillow down. Let's get our left knee, right knee on, left leg forward.
On, left forward.
Okay, so from there, all you're going to do is tuck in that hip. Good. Can you move your leg slightly in? And all we're going to do is shifting forward, stretching that right leg, hip flexor. Then you're going to sit in back, stretching the hamstring of that left leg. Okay, so we're moving through this movement flow, feeling it in the right hip flexor into the hamstring. So we're not holding it there, we're moving it through the range of motion, opening up those hips.
Dynamic movements.
Exactly that, right. So this is nice for the morning before you go to work, before school. Good. Just opening up those hips. Okay, one more forward and back for me.
And could you do this before working out too, or is it just more stretching?
I prefer warming up, so you never stretch a cold muscle. So you always want to make sure you warm up first and then move on to your stretches.
Okay.
Then we're going to take that same left leg out to the side, straighten it out, toes facing forward, and all you're doing is shifting forward and back for the inner thigh. So opening up,
Okay.
and you should feel it on the inner thigh going.
Yes, I feel that.
Good. So turn your feet a bit forward for me.
But forward.
There we go. Perfect.
Ah.
Good. So nice inner thigh there.
I like that you focus on form.
That's what
Because it
about
makes a
Yes.
difference, right?
So it's very technical to do it correctly.
Yes.
Everyone can do exercise for the sake of doing it, but it's doing it correctly that we need to focus on.
Right.
Okay. So we're going to take that leg forward for the glutes. In your pigeon pose, everyone loves that pigeon pose.
Yep.
Down. So keep that right hip closing down. So you want to close down. If you can, go on your elbows, but for the segment, I'll just go on my hands so I can talk. All you're going to do is you're going to rock to your bum cheek and then to your hip. So you should feel it in the glute of your left leg, the front leg.
I feel it like here.
In the glute, yes. And it opens up that hip really well. So just keep rocking that for me. Good. One more for me. Good. Remember, you'll do it on both sides.
Yeah.
But for
the
this
sake
purpose,
of time.
we're going to just move our pillars away. It's my absolute favorite. They're called 90-90s.
Okay. Never heard this one.
My athletes love it. So we're going to bend our knees, one leg forward in 90 degrees.
Okay.
Our back leg in 90. So your feet stay planted firm.
Okay.
All you're moving is your knees. So your knees are going to pivot and down. Good, without lifting your whole leg up. So keep your feet stable. Over and down.
Over and
Down.
down.
So if you struggle, I don't mind if you want to place your hands there for support. So
Okay.
obviously the stronger you are, the more mobility you have in the hips, you can do it without it. But to build it up, keeping your hands down, rotating, then to assist you, and then pushing down. So you feel it in that hip joint, opening up. Remember, it's a movement, it's not pain. If you're getting pain, then you're not doing it, or you have an underlying condition.
Okay.
Okay.
No pain here, I
No
promise.
pain here. Then to make it, add a little cherry on the cake, you can rotate forward into it, feeling low in your back. Then you rotate your legs.
Rotate the legs.
And you can rotate into that.
Ooh, this is called a what?
90-90 with the rotation.
90-90 with a rotation.
Okay, one more on the other side. All right, good. Last exercise.
Yes.
We're going to take our right leg up to 90 degrees on our leg.
Okay.
So those glutes are very tight from sitting the whole day. All I want you to do, I say foot to floor. So you're driving your foot all the way down to the ground and then back up. So the more you bend your knee, the more you feel it in the glutes. The lower away, less pressure.
I see.
Okay, so then foot to floor.
Foot to floor.
And then back up.
And back up. Is
So
it too soon to say I feel like an athlete?
You're already an athlete. What are you talking
already
about? Good. So that's a nice way to open up, and we make sure we're doing it on both sides.
Wow, okay. Right. And is this lower body? And
Lower
then you
body,
have
lot of hips.
lot of hips. You have different things for your upper body.
Correct.
Okay, and neck?
No, the neck is a very sensitive area, and I suggest everyone that does the whole clicking thing, be careful.
Okay.
It is a very sensitive area, and most people have underlying conditions on the neck. So always consult your medical professional first before just going clicking your neck
and going crazy.
Yeah, and like, you know, the whole back clicks and things.
Yeah.
Just consult and be aware, because that is your spinal column, and it is a very dangerous part if you do something wrong.
Right.
So it's all about protecting the structures and not hurting yourself.
Well, I love this. Lasting words from Zoe. Thank you for being here. If she can transform me into an athlete, she can do the same thing for you. Of course, all her details will be on our Expresso social pages. But now I just wonder if Graham's a little bit jealous about my movement here. The 99, Graham, do you see me?